Good afternoon, everyone, and welcome to True Crime Voice for the Voiceless. Hi, Maria. Today, we're going to discuss the tragic shooting of Judge Kevin Mullins by the sheriff, Mickey Steins. Why did he do it? What was he thinking? Please let me know in the comments below what your thoughts are. Now, let's get to it. This case took place September 19th of 2024. Now, it was stated that Judge Kevin Mullins and Sheriff Mickey Steins went to lunch together that day with some coworkers. During that lunch, it was stated that someone overheard the judge ask the sheriff, "Do you want to take this into my chambers?" So they both proceeded to get up, leave their lunch, and walk to the courthouse. Now, the courthouse wasn't far because it's a small town. In fact, almost everybody knows each other here. Now, they got to the courthouse and they went into the judge's chambers. Once they were in the chambers, you could see them communicating and talking. At some point, the sheriff pulled out his phone and called his daughter, or tried to call his daughter. He asked the judge for his phone, and he proceeded to call his daughter as well. Apparently, his daughter's phone number was already in the judge's phone. So within, I would say, a split second, the sheriff jumped up, took a few feet back, pulled out his gun, and was pointing it at the judge. Now, the judge was putting his hands up, and you could see him talking to him. And then you see him, like, within seconds, try and cover his face, and he turned his head, and he was trying to hide behind and underneath the desk as the sheriff is shooting him. He shot him numerous times as the judge proceeded to try and still get away and hide. And apparently he was yelling for help, but there was nowhere for him to go. The sheriff starts to leave through the door. He stops, turns, leans over, and shoots him one more time before he leaves. So as he walks out of the chambers, he gave himself up. But I heard that when all the people were coming, they heard the commotion and they were coming to see what would happen. All the police pulled out their guns, or running in there, and they noticed the sheriff was just standing there and not doing anything. They had no idea that he was the one that shot the judge. Now, this case is very interesting because nobody knows why. There was no sound in the video, so you can't hear what they're saying. But no one knows why. And when the police arrested the sheriff, he said, "Please treat me well," or something in that effect. And he also stated they're trying to kidnap my wife and kid. So that's all we really know. And it's very puzzling because what happened? The judge was very liked and known for helping people that were having issues with drugs and things of that nature. So there's a lot of speculation going out there. There's a lot of things being said about the judge, and things being said about the sheriff, but nobody really knows what happened in that room and why somebody would jump up like that and shoot someone that was really a friend of his. He worked as his bailiff, so he protected him during court. They were known to know each other's families. They were at lunch that day together. So we really don't know what happened. Now, it was also stated that the sheriff, believe it was a week before, he had to go through a deposition. There's a lawsuit happening, and he's being sued as well. Apparently, his former deputy was doing inappropriate things with a person that was on parole, I believe, and she was doing things so that she wouldn't have to go back to jail, so that she could stay at home with the device on her leg. So he got arrested for that. And apparently he was doing it in Kevin Mullen's chambers. So that's why they put these surveillance cameras up, because of that happening. So those cameras weren't up that long. So, like I said before, there's a lot of speculation. People don't really know why this happened. Please let me know what you think. Do you have any opinions on why you think this happened? Another interesting thing that I noticed was on the table, after the sheriff left the room, you could see the judge's phone ringing. So somebody was calling it back. So that'd be interesting to see what we find out during the trial, who that was. Now, they had a court proceeding not that far after the incident, it was pretty quickly. During the proceedings, they had a detective on the stand, and to be quite honest, he got on my nerves because he didn't answer any questions. He didn't know anything. This was a couple weeks after the incident. The sheriff's lawyer asked him, did you take the daughter's phone, to get it investigated? He said no. He asked him different questions, and it seemed like he didn't have answers to anything. Oh, I didn't take that statement. I don't know this, I don't know that. So it was really irritating. The proceedings were to figure out what they were going to charge him, I believe, and if they were going to charge him. So they're charging him with first degree M, but his lawyer, they think that he should be charged for manslaughter. That I guess things will come out in the court that will show that it should be manslaughter and not first degree. So I guess we'll see what happens during the trial. And I do hope they go through a trial, because I would like to know what happened. Why did he do this? This was a friend of his. This was somebody that he worked with closely. He was actually his bailiff. He protected him in his court. It was known that the families were close and they knew each other. They went to lunch together that day. So I'm really interested to know what the heck happened. What made him do this? I appreciate you watching. Please subscribe if you haven't, and I'd love to have all your comments and suggestions, because I would like to just get better at each video. So thank you for watching True Crime, Voice for the Voiceless, and I'll see you next time. Bye.